and we just hit 1 to 2 at its peak. So I'm about to break even. I can break even on this account over here. So I'm up 120 over here. Hear the sound. Alright. Hey, what's going on, yo? Welcome back to another video. My name is Kevon Roach, and this is a place where I share what it's like being a full-time trader from the Caribbean. I have a confession to make. So remember the 10K flash account? I ain't even gonna beat around the bush. I blown that account. Not blown, but failed the challenge. So there's a 30-day time limit on the flash account, since you could pass it in 1 day and all you have to do is make 5% without losing 2.5%. Link would be in the description. By the way, you can get 50% off using my code flash GTFX. But on a side note, it's only 30 days to pass, and last week when I was placing those trades, I thought to myself, if I don't pass this account right now, then I'm not going to be able to pass this account and I'm going to have to buy another one. So yes, I understand risking and staying within a certain risk parameters, but we also can't ignore the fact that the prop firm comes with rules, and one of the rules is that I must pass the challenge within 30 days. So if I am sticking to my risk but I still haven't passed the account within the time limit, then I'm still gonna fail it anyways. So with that in mind, I just decided to risk a bit more than I would usually risk, and forgot. It's not that I over leveraged or that I actually violated the 30-day time limit, but I over traded. So I entered 2 positions instead of the 1. So I actually took 2 trades, which is the same trade idea, but I entered 2 positions instead of the 1. And when price came down at the last trade, I think it was on Thursday, that hit the stop loss and then went in my direction. It only hit the stop loss on TradingView, but on the Seek terminal, it didn't hit the stop loss. But because of the 2 positions, I went a little bit more down in drawdown than I wanted to, and then hit the 2.5% daily drawdown limit that I was not supposed to hit. By the way, that trade ended up going in my favor. So if it didn't hit me out, I'd be really close to passing. I'd still end up failing the challenge, or unless I took a random trade that would pass it, because I am past the 30 days now. But I still really like the results of that account because I was able to keep the risk constant throughout the entire challenge, throughout the entire month. I didn't make as many mistakes. I didn't overtrade. I didn't over leverage, except for that one last day when it really didn't make sense to keep my risk the same because I would not be able to pass the account regardless. But it was a learning experience, and I really like the conditions. Like really like, it's very fast, very responsive, and they have very similar prices to TradingView. So not much of a calculating that has to be done. As it is right now though, it's 8:58 in the AM on Monday morning. What date is? Okay, the 8th of September. So you know how I always do it. I'm going to wait until after 9:30 and then look for a trade. If I find one, then I'm gonna come back and fill you in. If not, then hey, still up on the personal, definitely up on the personal. Caught them 2 hunger trades last week and just end the week positive. So regardless of this account, I'm still trading that 20K 2-step. I got the account now for like what, 5 or 6 months. But hey, we still trading it. I'm in drawdown, but I'm actually coming back out of it. So I got hopes it up. I might collect another 10K flash, or I'll just keep trading this 20K eval until I either make it back to break even and then get another 10K, or whether it blows and then I just focus on a 10K because I really like the idea of the 10K. So let me see what happens. Good, so we're back and I have a trade, as you can see there, and nothing too complicated about this trade. It was a simple sweep of liquidity on the hourly, and then we saw that bullish impulsive candle on the hourly as well. No fair value gaps, but I just took the retracement of that reversal candle, which is the close of the 10 AM candle. So we're in this one. This is how it looks on the 15. Not that much price action, to be honest. There was a push to the downside this morning from 9:15 to 9:30, but once we got below these old lows, price just wicked into this fair value gap area and then started to push up. This doesn't mean the price will go up, but it is enough confirmation for a more bullish chart to me based on the things that I look for. But price could still come down, you know, it's always a probability game. So this is how it's looking for right now. Just thought I should come in and fill you in, and I'm gonna allow that trade to do its thing. Watch it on the hourly, aiming for a 1 to 3. I already journaled this one and sent it out to the team, so it's just about waiting now. Catch you later. Oh, look at it, Mago, mga coming along, but hey, Mga man coming along, but hey, it's currently Tuesday, the next day in the week, brand new day, and we lost that trade yesterday. Here's the thing, it's a good loss. As usual, we only risking 70 pips. The dollar amount remains the same, so I'm still up on the personal account and the 20k prop firm account this month. I'm still in drawdown on it, but as in results for this month, still up, and last month by the way. But this trade, alright, so we're viewing the chart on the hourly, right? And I could drop down to the 15-minute and show you the price action, but let me just watch it on the hourly first before we drop down. Real quick, just a real quick trade breakdown, right? I saw at 9 a.m. we had this massively bearish candle. You know, it's a very large impulsive bearish candle, and if you can see these little gray lines that are visible on the screen just running vertically, those are the like daily separation. So every time you see a new line, it's a brand new day. And in a nutshell, what I look for is a simple liquidity sweep, either previous day higher lows or any type of London session higher lows if I'm trading New York, which I'm most likely trading. So for yesterday morning, it was this large bearish candle right here. We swept London lows, which was a low farm at 1 a.m. and we also swept yesterday lows, which was 18 p.m. or 6 p.m. in the afternoon low. So all that happened and we did manage to close below the low, but I also like to wait on the confirmation of how the next candle is looking. So when this bullish candle was forming, if it, let's say this bearish candle closed all the way down and then this bullish candle was forming and it didn't have impulsive momentum behind it while it was forming, then I'd more than likely still be looking for a sell because we closed below the low and then the next candle doesn't look like it wants to go back into that zone. Instead, this bullish candle, soon as the bearish candle closed, which would be the 10 a.m. Bullish candle, it was very impulsive. So it almost closed that entire distance that the impulsive bearish candle closed. So I was like, you know what? Let me take the 50%, which would be a 50% retracement on this candle since we just took liquidity. I'm just keeping it very simple. If you've watched my videos before and you understand the strategy that I used to use before, you would be able to see that it's the same thing. What I'm waiting for is confirmation of the low that was farmed before liquidity is taken. Once that is broken, instead of waiting on the retracement, I am now taking a 50% retracement, which is literally the same thing because I would just take the break of the high that was farmed before liquidity was taken. In this sense, it sometimes is the break because viewing it on the hourly, it is sometimes the break and other times it's a retracement. So as long as it is 50% on the hourly candle, then that's literally the main thing. That's literally the main thing I look for nowadays on the US30 hourly chart. I don't believe that this could be applied across the board, but this is, you know, what I've been doing and this is how it works. However, yesterday price came down, you know, it gave a wick there at 12 and then it just took me out at 1 o'clock, then gave me another impulsive bullish candle, still gave me a 50% then. So if I took this second trade, it would be 1 loss and 1 win for 210, 1 loss for 70. So I'd still be up 140 pips yesterday, but I took that loss and left it as that because according to the back testing, some days when I enter 2 trades, I'll win. You know, I'll recover the losses. Other days, I'm just taking 2 losses for no reason. So it's just best to stick to the 1 trade and let me see how it goes. But this is eerily similar to last Friday where price just wicked down, take the stop loss, and then move in my direction. On MT5 this time though, I actually got stopped out. So it was almost direct pricing. Nevertheless, it's all managed risk. Like I can't tell you last time, all right? I doubt I've ever felt like this in trading, to be honest. Like where a loss is just a loss. Like I used to hear people talking about like your losses don't matter. You won't feel the same type of anxiety that you feel every time you open a trade, but it's real. They ain't lying. Like if you deposit $100 and you're risking $100, no matter, even if you have $1 million, you're still gonna feel, you know, some type of anxiety or anxious or your palms sweating or whatever the word is. But if you have $1 million and you deposit $100 but you're only risking $5-10 per trade, you are going to feel much less anxious than if you have $1 million and you deposit 100 and you're risking 100. It has nothing to do with what you have or your net worth or anything of the sort. It's about your psychology. It's about what you're looking to get out of the trade. And if you're looking to double or nothing all in, or you go hard or go home, that's where the whole psychological shift happens. The whole emotional shift happens as well, because we emotionally connected to the money. So, hey, just wanted to bring this demonstration live, provide a full trade breakdown. It's only Tuesday, and I don't actually have any trades yet because it's 10 minutes after 9 in the AM. But as soon as I find another one, if I find another one today, because as you know, I ain't rushing it. Once I find a trade and that's it, if I take 2-3 trades per week, then I good with them. Because for the past 2 months, that's what I've been doing. And every single soling week, except one, where I actually ended in 70 pips drawdown. But every other week besides that, I've been ending in positive, which means for the past 2 months consecutively, we've been ending positive. And that's like the first consecutive 2 months of profit for the year. I've stopped trading NAS 100. I'm only focusing on US30. Still using the same strategy, just with a lot less complications that I've been using it with. Just a lot more simpler than I've been applying it. And the results are really good compared to how we started the year. And if we could keep up this momentum, then I could see myself moving forward with this change rather than the overcomplicated, the time consuming, the harder part about trading, where I have to be here, where I have to be monitoring on the 15, where I have to be taking multiple trades per day, where I'm taking multiple trades per week, where I'm looking to catch a trade every single soling day. Yeah, it's possible that you make more, but throughout my live demonstration, that's not the case. The case is when you trade less, you make more. When you do less, you still are active every day in the markets. It's still showing up, you're still being disciplined. But when you just do less, try to limit complication, reduce the amount of steps and just keep things simple, then it's much more like enjoyable to trade. And I am also much more profitable. So it's just a win-win to me. Anyways, for now, we're gonna pause the recording. It's only Tuesday, like I said, and I'm gonna come back and give you an update once I find the trade and we keep the week rolling. By the way, if you're still watching and you up with the content, if you got any recommendations or stuff that you guys should make, let me know in the comments. Drop a like, and if you haven't done it already, smash the subscribe for you, because we growing. We got a lot more content, and I appreciate each and every last one of you who've been commenting and subscribing and like reaching out to me. We back again with this team. I appreciate y'all, but you can come back and catch you in a minute. We're getting on my YouTube family. We're back, and it is actually Thursday. Supposed to be Wednesday still. I know I was supposed to give you an update if I found the trade, and here's the thing about it. I found this trade, right? But the thing about this trade is I was away from the charts when it happened. So I just marked it up, and this would have been the result. I would have got a full 1 to 3 all the way. It would have been 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but hey, 2 o'clock actually. I don't mind, it would have been a sniper entry. This is exactly where I would enter this trade, but I was away from the charts. I saw this candle, I saw the 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. candle, I saw the bearish push, then I saw 10 and even 11, but once this 12 o'clock candle retrace, I didn't actually set the buy limit and I missed the trade, but that's how it is though. However, as you can see, while we talking, we also in another trade. And I'm also aiming for 1. It doesn't mean I get it, even though I ain't profit right now. You know how it is. Once this thing done is when it done. Until then, anything in between is just fluff. But this is how it looking. I'm in this on the 20k 2-step and on my personal account. I got 3 positions in there. Reduce risk, but we seeing what's going on. Anyway, this is how the trade looking. We would have already been up this week. Since Monday was a small L, Tuesday we would have been up 140, and today, the results of today still wouldn't matter. And it still ain't gonna matter right now, whether I win it or lose it or break even. Regardless, it's still a trade. At the end of the week, we can see what's going on. It's Thursday, bro. Tomorrow and I can get bang 350 pips, even though I can only hold it for 210. Still a win. And I'll come back and check in with you once we get some action. Alright then, so a couple minutes later, not too much, but price just had like an impulsive push and we just hit 1 to 2 at its peak. So I'm about to break even. Again, break even on this account over here. So I'm up 120 over here, and break even point would be the entry. So that would be 45.67. Now I'll break even on hear the sound. Right, so we basically had break even for the positions on the personal, and I also and I also break even on the two-step valuation. Now I'm just gonna send out to the community to break even as well. All right, so group updated. We're still holding the trade, so nothing left to do besides wait. I can come back and check in with you once we either get back to BE or TP. Even though I missed yesterday trade, as long as this one hit TP, it might make up for it, you know? Still grateful. Coming and checking with you in a minute though. Alrighty then, we're back yet again within the hour, and actually should have come back like 15 minutes ago because we hit TP a little while, and I managed to secure, hold on, $210 off that move. So far for the week, I've caught one loss and one win. So one loss for like $80 and then a win for $210. So that's about that's like $130 up for the week. That's still cool. And this is how the trade ended up looking, you know, from the entry all the way down. Similar to yesterday. Yesterday was a little bit more of a sniper entry, for being honest with you. That was like to the pip, you know. And since Seek Path has such similar prices, I had no doubt that that would have been an entry as well on there. If not, I would have still opened it live if I went next to the charts, but I was away. And today, this one was also a very smooth, very little drawdown trade. Price came up, hit the entry there on the 15 and went all the way for TP. So yeah, that's basically it for the day. I am done trading by 12. I'm done trading by basically 11 o'clock. So guess that's gonna be it for this video. I'm actually gonna end the video here so I can create another video later on in the week, and we can also touch on some important things that I learned throughout this week and actually over the previous weeks as well. I've been writing it down so I could get my thoughts clear, and we can, you know, break them down and discuss it in a separate video. But that's gonna be it for this one. If you made it this far, appreciate you, bro. Hope you're having an amazing week like me, you know. Hey, losses just happened, but the week could still end great. So until next time, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll definitely catch you in the next one. Peace.
Bye, have a great time.